It's in on 2:30.
All right.
Wednesday.
Can you hear okay now?
Friday.
A little bit.
Is there any better in the
I
sound?
think they're over Charles Hendricks today.
I can't hear the judge at all.
That's interesting because it's showing on the, so I can talk into this and watch the lights and the equalizer go up. I wonder if it's a connection between the equalizer and the
See
computer.
where they're at. I've got some marking to do.
Yeah, because it's obviously the microphone's hooked to the equalizer. I can see the lights are active. I just don't see anything going on in the computer. What was that? I heard that. I just jiggled this. Oh, no.
We went and helped Scotty for 3 days. Oh, you ain't got that bill yet?
Now, so you have to go to the code.
That sounds great.
Well, that stuff sets up hard.
Once it dries out,
I had my neighbor did a concrete pad. Luke Hall, him split foot over.
Give it a shot.
I spread it out on the.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
USB port is weird. Okay, cool.
That was over the weekend.
One rocky USB port later, we are here.
This one,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're gonna call this special meeting. Oh, wait a minute. We're good now? We don't know where to go. This time, we're gonna call a special meeting of the Hill County Commissioners Court to order. This is the 6th day of April, 2021. It is 8:30 a.m. We are in the Hill County Courtroom, Hill County Courthouse. First order of business this morning is open forum. Is there anybody here to speak before the court on a matter that is not on the agenda today? If so, this is your opportunity. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes in duration. As we respect you, please show respect to the court. Going once. Going twice. We're gonna move along. So we're gonna move to number 1, which is discuss and approve invoices from March 30th, 31st, and April 6th, 2021. You will receive those in an email from Ms. Larson. And let me tell you what an email that was. So if you printed it out, you killed about half the trees in the county, but thank you all the same. She's not in here, so appreciate the good information. If you've got a chance to review it, these are quite different issues and questions on them. A motion and a second to pay the invoices for the 30th of March, 31st of March, and the 6th of April. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion shall carry. All right, there's 3 orders, Judge. I'm going to pass that one around. Number 2, discuss and approve employee wage status changes. And I have before me, obviously, number 1, Mr. Doyle Trey Jaton. He's leaving the sheriff's office and is now going to be justice of peace.
where's this temporary office gonna be?
In the city of Whitney's administration building. It's just the very southern tip of that precinct right now. Martis Ward, we wish him best. He has gone on to greener pastures in retirement after many years of service. He's well deserving. Mr. Cornelius Hawkins is unfortunately leaving us. Best of luck to him in the future. Shelly Mares is moving along as well from the sheriff's office. Emily Gomez is no longer with the sheriff's office. We were talking about Trey. Brandon Elmore is a new deputy elections administrator that we brought on in elections administration. We have Heaven Haley, who is a new hire in the sheriff's office. Karen Redden, who's making certification pay for getting the intermediate telecommunicator certification, which we appreciate. Mallory Harris, again, for the intermediate certification for the dispatch. Dusty Lyons with the sheriff's office is 1-year step raise to jailer 1 position. Chris Gonzalez, again, is 1-year step raise to the jailer 1 position. We have Seth Bagley at 1 year. Good for him. He's been here for a year with this jailer position. Noah Moreno. Should we take care of this or no? Or no, maybe? All right, we're doing it. Good. So we're getting step raise too for showing up this morning. Anthony Holly, Road and Bridge operator 2. Step raises. Road and Bridge, precinct 3 is what it was. Precinct 3, Dustin Thomas is step raise. Charles Henson, Road and Bridge 3 step raise. Johnny Greenway, Road and Bridge 3 step raise. 2, correct. Road and Bridge 2, Casey McFadden, step raise. Road and Bridge 2, Glenn Watson, step raise. Chris Jackson, Sheriff's Office, and that's promotion to corporal. Cody Bravo at the Sheriff's Office, 1 year step raise, and he earns a master's degree. Congratulations, Cody.
And he's working on his master's already.
Wow, impressive. Very good. All right, and that is, believe it or not, all of them.
Make a motion approved.
We have a motion and a second to approve the aforementioned employee wage status changes for the 6th day of April 2021. Is there any further commentary? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, any abstention, motion carries. Next, we have a payroll for 3/26/21. Included all of it for you.
Second.
All right, motion and second to approve the payroll. Everybody in favor of paying the employees, say aye.
Aye.
Everybody opposed to it. Thank you for all the years, I know. So anyway, guess that's gonna include passion unanimously. There we go. Next is discuss and or approve bonds. We have before us this morning the bond of Hill County Justice of Peace Precinct 1, Georgia Ton. And it is good to go, correct? Yes, the whole 9 yards. And with this package, bond package, we have this statement. So, whole 9 yards, everything. That is the bond we have before us this morning, and I move that we approve the bond of Judge Ton. Second. Motion is second, as we go to discussion. Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion shall carry. Number 5, discuss and approve credit application for Texas Bid. Guys, I've got the application for Texas Bid as a CRA company. Ron has filled this out. Texas Materials Group Inc. is who this is.
We have an account with them and, I told you did, but I don't remember.
It went deactive.
Is that what this is?
Yes, they're on our, if we awarded a bid.
Okay.
It went inactive back
Like the use.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a credit application for Texas Bid.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second for credit application for Texas Bid. I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, any abstentions? Motion's going to carry unanimously. I got cited here. All right, next, discussion application for Imaging Spectrum. These are the folks that had the X-ray machine that we never got to use before it got destroyed in the flood. So this credit out to them, they're gonna come out and do some work to it. They think they can fix the machine, so I'm asking you guys to approve that.
Make a motion to approve.
Second, motion and second to approve a credit application, commercial credit application agreement with Imaging Spectrum Incorporated for the Hill County X-ray machine. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, any abstentions, motion carries. And 2021. Next will be discussing our action regarding a contract with MRB Group. That's a Scrivener's error, not BRB. It's type draft forward. It's not an issue. We're talking to anybody. So it won't prevent us taking action. So what we're doing is we're looking at several different buildings right now, several different construction projects. We have a master agreement with this group of people. However, that master agreement was with their predecessor in interest, and they sold it. There was an assignment language in it. I think that in the matter of transparency, the best thing to do is just to make a new master agreement for professional services with MRB Group. Since we are going to be spending some money with these people, I'd rather have it clear up front exactly who we're dealing with, what terms we're dealing with, and what's going on. And the proposals we have before us today is for professional services, for repurposing the county annex structure, and possibility of a new agri-life building. Those are the two things we've got going on right now. So what they're looking at, we have to hire architects for these things. We don't get out of it because the Texas government code requires it. So total compensation for repurposing the Covington Street Annex would be $21,500 and then $14,500 to design and not construct, design an agri-life extension building. It talks about what the commencement of work under the terms are, what these agreements, standard of care. That is the document before you today.
Make a motion to accept.
Okay? Motion and second to accept it. We've used them in the past. They are the more modestly priced architect, but at the same time, you've got to stay on top of them. It's not a one-stop shop. So that's my commentary on it. Otherwise, I've been happy with the work in the market group. All right, motion and second. Any further discussion on the issue? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Number 8, discuss and action regarding contract with blockitnow.com. Blockitnow.com. This is the software that we're using to schedule the vaccination clinics and have been for some time. They have a free component, but it doesn't allow us enough ability to do what we need to do. It allows us to set up 2 profiles. When I say profiles, describe how the software works. So we can set up to a appointment every 3 minutes. Well, if we're trying to do 600 people a day, you do the quick math in your head real quick and realize appointment every 3 minutes under one profile is not going to work. So we have to set up multiple profiles, usually 3 to 4, to get the job done in a timely manner. To do that, we need to purchase the software. It also gives us some extended functionality of sending callback messages, notifying people, things like that. We have been using it through select gentleman's agreement with these folks for some time. I say some time, for about 3 weeks now. I've been happy with the software itself. It's provided a lot of functionality. It's $3,000 is the cost of the software. Oh, and by the way, it will be fully refundable by FEMA, just since it's a vaccine. I believe that there'll be other applications for this software in the future, be volunteer opportunities with the county and other things that we may or may not do. I do believe, though, it'd be a nice tool to have, especially if the federal government's going to pay for it this time.
It's my understanding that the nursing program is getting the vaccine.
Oh, it's great. All right, so you guys are donating the building, right? And me and Tom doing the software and some scheduling. We've got Hill Regional Hospital actually giving the vaccines from Providence Clinic, like we wrote back in December, deal. And then they reached out to the Hill College, Hill College nursing program. I didn't realize this, but because the clinic, a nurse has to get clinicals, number of hours doing nurse things. I didn't.
They were all at my house this weekend, right? And like, we're gonna be getting shots. And I was like,
They're doing a great job too. They've been getting shots. Now, this week is Texas military again, but starting off from this point, next week forward, we're going to do every Wednesday new shots and every Thursday second round shots. But yeah, no, the Hill College has been great at providing the.
my wife called mom. So I said,
Yeah.
backyard keeps them having good shots.
Okay, cool. So anyway, it's working out well. We're making headway on that. All right. Anything further on the Block It Now agreement? No, two things. I'm sorry. I'm going to ask them, approve this agreement with 2 modifications. In section 20, they have a choice of law clause. That is Michigan. I don't like that. I want choice of law to be the state of Texas. They're a Delaware company that's based in McKinney. It doesn't matter. And Article 11 in this particular contract has some language that may be slightly objectionable, not completely irrelevant, but slightly objectionable as regards to limitations of liability. As you well know, that we can't indemnify a third party. So even if we did sign it and they didn't remove it, it would still be null and void. It's unenforceable against us. But I've asked them to remove both of those sections and not heard back from them yet. But I would say we approved those 2 sections. The choice of law under 20 changed to Texas. And if they send it back to me, no, I'll bring it back to you guys and figure out what to do. Okay. All right, so that is the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. I'll sign that in a little bit because I've got the amended number. Number 9, discuss interaction agreement with Pace Purchasing Cooperative. Pace Purchasing Cooperative is like the Bible Board. It's like TIPS, like TAPS, like Houston Galveston Area Co-op, like the Fort Worth, whatever the thing is. It's another purchasing cooperative authorized under Texas statute. The particular companies that are doing business with Pace would be Basic ID, IBQ, which is one of the companies we have a unit price bid from for redoing the courthouse. The The second company, I believe, is Belfour, is also under PACE as well. So it gives us the option to do either of those. So it would be my recommendation that we enter the purchasing cooperative. It costs us nothing to be a member, but it opens up some opportunities for us. The other thing we're finding with these, and Susan pointed this out yesterday, is that some of these purchasing cooperatives, say I got Joe's Truck Service here, and I'm selling through PACE. Well, I may have a different price through PACE than I do Byboard, or I may have a different price through Tips or Tap than I do through PACE. I didn't know that until recently, so being a member of these different things allows us to check the prices against one another and see what we get the best possible price. I don't think there's any wild fluctuations, but there are fluctuations.
It also, when I called it up to print the agreement, it has an agreement with CDWG, which I think we get a lot of IT equipment through, so.
Good deal.
I don't know if that'll get us better pricing through the PACE cooperative or not.
Very well. We'll look at it for sure.
Cost more.
We're not buying it, then. We're not buying it. All right, so, member name will be Hill County. Any questions about this? Any further commentary on it?
Make a motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve a purchasing cooperative agreement with PACE Purchasing Cooperative.
Looks like a Bible for contractors.
That's what we look at it. Yeah, I'm gonna look at it, so. All right, in which case then, I will ask for your votes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. All right, I need to get, I filled out part, I need to fill out, Susan, we need to fill out the little part of contact and all that, and get it taken care of. Number 10, discuss and action on preliminary plat for Blue Skies Estates Phase 2 subdivision. Blue Skies Estates Phase 2 is a subdivision located in precinct 3 that is Phase 2. Phase 1 was up against 1242, Phase 2 is in the property behind it. We've talked at length with Mr. Griffin. We had a preliminary plat review meeting, was it a week ago or a week and a half ago? A week and a half ago, I think. No issues. Jesse Ince, our county surveyor, who's also a staff engineer, said he's good to go with it. So I recommend it for preliminary approval of Blue Skies Estates Phase 2 subdivision.
Second.
Got it? Got it. All right. Had a motion in a second. We'll take that one down. Any questions on this one? This is just a preliminary plat. Obviously, the final plat will be coming out. This particular, hey David, how are you today? He looks angry, doesn't he? You think he's got us muted, getting curious? No. Okay. Anyway, this situation whereby this road is going to be a paved road to 2 inches HDMA, is what we're told, and they're making most plans right now, so another good road in county. All right, I'll call the question then. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion shall carry. Number 11 is discussion action on replat for Live Oak Resort subdivision. Live Oak Resort subdivision, obviously subdivision, and they had an issue where I think maybe something got built across property lines, in my understanding, and they are now replatting that. We looked at the replat again. We reviewed it in our plat review committee. The county surveyor has given his blessing, and we'll bring it to you guys for approval today.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
There we go. Motion and second to approve the replat for Live Oak Resort subdivision. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion shall carry. Number 12 is discuss and approve to remove the application on-site sewage facility permit from the tax office to the 911 office. Gentlemen, I think this is going to require a workshop to sit down and get some information about this. I really don't think this is something that's right for action today. I've heard some different things, and I would just like to sit down. Maybe next week would be a good time for a workshop. Next Tuesday at our regular court meeting would be good to talk about it if this needs to happen. We good? Okay, good. Well, if nobody's offended, then we'll take no action and move along on that. Number 13, discuss and approve to add a part-time position to the 911 office. Commissioner, you got the time.
Yeah, everything is getting busier and busier, and Karen has done 180 some odd 911 addresses so far this year, 70 at this time last year. She hasn't been able to really do any signs for us. We've got several signs
But some
road
of
signs,
yeah, road signs, that's peeling the stickers and putting them together.
and it takes a while to do all that.
Oh,
And so right now, she doesn't have time to do it. So the lady we're looking at has been working with signs before, so she is able to.
what's she looking at for pay?
I think around $12.50.
A little higher than we normally start a part-time.
Okay, no, what do you?
And part-time, what hours are we looking at?
We're looking at 29 a week or 20 a week?
28 or 29,
Yeah,
no more than that.
Okay, so right at the 29. The next question I got on this one too is, because we didn't budget for it, obviously, it was something anticipated up front. Where do we want to get the money from? I mean, there's some options here. I'm not saying we don't have money. It's just a matter of where do we direct these funding from and where does it go?
What are our options?
All right, well, right now, we put it under the 911 coordinator budget. That's the landing spot for it. But where's the launch pad from? There, how much are we talking about? It's already March, so we have, it's April, it's not March. Yeah, getting past it there, May, June, July, August, September. So we got 5.5 months left. And, all right, Justin doesn't do math in his head. That's when we went to law school, so let's get the calculator out. So the max spend then for the rest of the year would be 22 times 29 equals 638 times, say, $10 an hour. That'd be $6,380. That doesn't sound right. That's not correct, is it? Susan, I'm looking at you. You got to do this.
No, I was just 290, I was 13, so. It'd be 290 a week, 29 hours, $10, 13
That'd
weeks.
be 37,
5700 or something like that.
63, but I got it, yeah, I think it's all.
I guess 26 weeks would be the rest of the year, I'm
All
sorry.
right, 26, okay, I had 22 weeks, forgive me,
26
that's
weeks.
my bad.
That's true.
So there you go, 26 times 29,
A little less than $7.
a little less than $7,000. All right, and then of course, there's, another 30% on top of that, so we look at somewhere closer to what. It's actually less than 36%, because part-time employees, of course, about 21. That's nothing there. So we're still looking at about $9,000 roughly, and so we're launching pad on that then. We've got a landing place, which would be the budget 911 coordinator. I got non-departmental, has a contingency fund in it that, I'm gonna have to tap about 4,000 out of it for this, project, with the shelving, but outside of that, it's gonna have some in it. Additionally, there's nothing native in the road and bridge budget to my recollection that would let us get where we need to be. Susan, your thoughts?
I didn't look at it, I don't know, look at it on Tuesday, I just didn't think about it, I'm sorry.
All right,
Didn't prepare, so.
we'll get out take a shower.
I hadn't asked her that, so.
All right.
I just knew we
I don't think there's a denial, there's some need here for a person. Can we work out some small details and come back to this Tuesday?
She has done these signs before.
Yeah, she worked for, Kenny Kennedy at one time, doing signs for him back years ago. Kenny Kennedy, I guess before he started preaching.
So he's back at the church, isn't he?
Yeah, but he used to have a
Yeah.
sign deal, because I bought some signs
I didn't know
from
that.
20 years ago.
Okay.
So she worked for him some, so she's
Okay,
familiar with it. Which is good.
okay, good deal. All right, well, sounds like she's got qualifications for what you're hiring for. So. All right, well, what we'll do, let's take this back up, table till Tuesday, and that way we can get some information on where the money's coming from exactly, the budget amendment, hopefully it goes along with it, and then the starting salary and things, that'll make this a little easier for everybody. All right, moving right along then, discuss and action copy of contract with the county auditor's office. Susan, tell me a story, we saving money or spending it?
Well, we're gonna have a higher monthly rental, but I think we'll save money, if I was going to a color copier, that we use it that often, but it's $21.70 more a month or $260 a year. And the toner cartridges, color, printer, you know, or several hundred, over $100 a piece.
They're expensive.
I think it's gonna save money.
Okay.
It won't be highly used, but it'll be cheap if we have to use it.
I like these people, I'm not giving them a date of birth though. But anyway, outside of that, ready contract, I have no problem with it. I was asking for it, I was asking for it. So, all right.
Make
Well,
a motion to approve a copier.
second, we have a motion and a second to approve a copier contract for Hill County Auditor's Office. Is there any further discussion on the subject? If not, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion shall carry unanimously. Good deal. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to do a contract right now, so Chair doesn't come and get me. Okay. That should be. There you go, that should be it, hopefully, if I don't miss something. All right, number 15 is discuss and approve a copier contract for the county clerk law office. And this is, I don't have a previous spin on this one where we're going, but this is Kyocera. This is, looking at $153 per month, which is probably about the one we're just paying for. CTWP we've used in the past. Anyway, it'll work. Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Good deal. Motion to second. Any further commentary? All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. These people only get single signature carried. I like them better already. All right, number 16, discuss and approve budget amendments.
I didn't, I'll
We're good.
have them too.
Tuesday's good. Number 17, Miss Wendy Ellis,
Hello, Judge.
leaving us.
Good morning, Commissioners. I apologize. I was planning on being over there in person, but I was monitoring the meeting at my office and you guys started moving through stuff so fast. I was afraid I would get caught in transit and not be able to get over there before you closed the meeting out. So I felt like this was a little bit safer way to do it. I just wanted to come in and kind of give an update this morning on activities in the Economic Development and Tourism Program. I don't know if everyone knows or not, but I have accepted a new position, and so I'll be leaving this position, but I wanted to ensure everybody that the Chamber of Commerce greatly appreciates the working relationship that we've had with the county, and the board is committed to maintaining that. And working through the transition with you guys to be able to continue to assist in whatever ways that you would like for them to be able to do that. We have been successful in having our quarterly meetings with the Economic Development Advisory Council. We've had 2 of those in the last 6 months, and one of the items that they have recommended moving forward with is doing a retail analysis study across the county. We've gotten a proposal in from a company called The Retail Coach that would go in and do a retail analysis for each of the major communities, major commerce trade areas in the county, and give you information on the demographics of the shoppers and the buyers in that area, what they're buying. If they're a primary shopper in your area, they'll give a report on what they're buying in your area, but they'll also give you a report on what they're purchasing outside the area so that you know what kind of leakage you have and can formulate a target retail strategy to recruit stores that would sell those products that your shoppers are currently spending money on in other areas. So I've spoken with the company that's had given me the proposal, let them know about the transition. I will be doing an email later today introducing them to Judge Lewis, and I told them that they needed to put together a comprehensive proposal that could come to Commissioner's Court that would have the full details of what all they would be providing in that service, but they are prepared to do that and would be able to move very quickly on getting that started if you're ready and want to get that done in this fiscal year. I think it would be a really good resource in talking with the Economic Development Advisory Council members and representatives from the communities across the county. It's something that they're definitely interested in having, and I think it would be some really great information to have countywide for all of the different communities. So that's kind of been the major project that we've been working on the economic development side of things. And on the tourism side, reached out to the tax assessor collector's office. I have gotten a comprehensive list of all those people who are paying hotel motel tax dollars to the county right now. So we're working on making sure that that list is updated on the county's website with the list of accommodations. And then we're also working on updating the calendar of events on the county website. And we're working on renewing the URL licensing for the website address to make sure that it stays up and active and current, and tying it in with the other tourism and visitor websites in the county so that you have kind of a more comprehensive picture of what's going on. Also been working with the Whitney Chamber and talking to them about like a countywide visitors guide that could be a project that could be kind of a collaborative effort among the different chambers in the county. And so I will make sure that Adam Bain and who is the president of the Whitney Chamber, has that information that we've been working on and knows that that would still be something to reach out to the chambers to work on to see if we can get that put together as a comprehensive guide. So those are kind of some of the highlights of what we've been doing and how we've been able to start pulling the program together and giving a focus to both the economic development side and the tourism side of activities. You guys have any questions for me at this point?
No, so far, well, the process, let's talk about the process nobody wants to do, and that's the process to backfill this position. If we do backfill the position, commissioners are gracious enough to grant us this in this year's budget, try to get some things going in the rural areas of the county, try to coordinate better with the different chambers of commerce. Obviously, the county doesn't have a statutory vehicle whereby we can create an economic development organization. People that have done have taken advantage of existing federal laws. There's just nothing in Texas statute. I think that we're at a disadvantage when we don't have a voice at the table when it comes to economic development in the county. We've hired Wendy because the unique personality and the skill set that she brought to this with a long history in economic development background. While we work toward working with the chamber in the future, again, we're not 100% dedicated to who the next hire may be being ours as well. That'll be conversations that'll go along between us and the chamber. Our contract, as you generally recall, between ourselves and the Hillsborough Area Chamber of Commerce is dependent upon our approval of the next party if they have the skill set that we need for this job. And I think they will. I think they're very useful, very wonderful people that worked with us well this last time. And I hope that we'll all come to some mutual agreements going forward that we can continue to work with the Hillsborough Area Chamber, their executive director, and continue to provide a benefit both to them and to the county, their citizens and counties as a whole. So, Wendy, I thank you so very much for all you've done. I know that people didn't get to see a whole lot. So much of what you do is behind the scenes, developing different things. Having a trained public information officer was very handy this last year. Many times I'd write something, send it to her, and she'd look at it, I don't think I'd print that if I was you. So that's a helpful thing to have hanging around. So not only that, for coordination efforts and a lot of the COVID-19, especially our testing and our vaccines, she was there behind the scenes, supporting us, helping us, and reaching out to the business community for their thoughts, their input, what they needed, how it's going to affect them, and how we keep our businesses open. So, Wendy, I can't say thank you enough for this. I greatly appreciate all you've done for us. Ms. Susan, you had a question or a statement?
I just wondered if they updated the Getaway Capital, that website, or who is doing that.
Right now, Ms. Shannon Epple, I believe, is on the call with us.
Shannon had to turn her audio off because I had to turn mine on. So, but she's here and she's working on that with Phil Walsh and we ran into a couple issues on some passwords with different places. So we had to circle back with Phil, but we're working on that and she is going to be updating all of that information.
Good deal.
So, and I will say thank you, Judge and Commissioners, for all you guys are doing for Hill County. I will still be a Hill County resident, so if I am able to assist in any way, I'm happy to do so and appreciate your efforts on behalf of all of us.
All right, thank you so much. We very appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
All right, Commissioners, anything further?
Make a motion adjourn.
Motion second, we stand adjourned.